Alright, welcome to what is now going to be the final video of this series. And if you understand what this series is, you might be confused how this could be the final video because it's supposed to be Alola, and there would still be two after it for the other regions that come after that. However, I made a sort of change of plans, and in this video I'm actually going to be doing just a quick marathon of all three remaining generations, because I'm just looking to move on to the next series I want to do. So, this is going to be Alola, Galar, and Paldea, all in one, and I narrowed it down to just the most important results I got, so mainly just the things that are the most extreme changes. And if you haven't seen these videos yet, essentially what I'm doing is I'm switching the color palettes of Pokemon, and if it specifically just evolution lines, so if it's just something like Tauros, which doesn't evolve or evolve from anything, I'm excluding it. But if it's something like an evolution line, I'll take the first stage and give its colors to the final stage, and vice versa, and also give the first dude's colors to the middle guy. So to get into it, and to show you what I mean, here is the Rowlet line to start off with Alola. As you can see, I gave Rowlet's colors to Dartrix, which didn't change too much, and also to Decidueye, which I guess sort of makes it look a little more, less ghost-type-like. Like, it's a lot brighter in color. Looks pretty cool. And then Rowlet I gave Decidueye's colors, which gave it more of an orange face. And this is, like, the literal way of putting Decidueye's colors onto Rowlet, but then I made an alternate version, actually, where it looks a little better just keeping the white face. Just because it looks a little better, I guess. Anyway, moving on, I skipped the whole Litten line because they don't really have unique color schemes from one another. But here is the Popplio line. We've got Popplio, which ended up being pure white because Primarina's main, like, fur color is white, as opposed to blue, because, like, just the hair is blue on Primarina. And this sort of completes a set, because in the Sinnoh video, we had Chimchar becoming pure white, and then we had Chespin becoming pure white in the Kalos video, and now we have Popplio pure white, so we have a pure white starter trio now. And honestly, Popplio looks really good with it. Brionne with Popplio's colors, nothing too much. And then Primarina with Popplio's colors, it's pretty decent, but nothing too noteworthy either. Then we've got Toucannon of Pikipek's colors, and I honestly like this arguably more than the regular one, because giving it the gray beak makes it look more like a cannon, or like some kind of metallic firing weapon, which is what it's sort of based on, so this works pretty well. Then we've got the Grubbin line. Grubbin with Vikavolt colors, it looks pretty decent. It kind of implies the fact that it's going to go on to become electric type better. Makes it look like it's like bursting with energy. Charjabug with Grubbin's colors, it's now more of a whitish, and as I've said in the other videos, any kind of color scheme, whether it's a shiny or not, if it's like mostly pure white, mostly pure black, or mostly pure gold, I personally think those are some of the coolest ones, especially for shiny, so this would work well as a shiny, although Charjabug's is red, which is also pretty cool, at least for its design. And then we got Vikavolt, which, you know, this kind of is Vikavolt shiny already, where it is mostly white, except this adds more orange to it as taken from Grubbin's design, so that automatically looks pretty good. Then we've got Crabrawler and Crabominable. Crabominable just gets more tan fur now. Nothing too notable. But then Crabrawler, again, it's now very white. It looks a lot more like a Yeti crab, or like it's going to become one when it evolves into Crabominable. I definitely think this looks pretty good. Crabominable, it's alright, but the Crabrawler is really cool. Then we've got Rockruff. I did this just to make extra Rockruff forms to go with the other Lycanroc forms, because obviously there's one Rockruff, but it only really resembles the day form. But then there's also the night form and the dusk form, or the dawn form, whatever you call it, for Lycanroc. So this is two Rockruffs to go with those other forms of Lycanroc, and I think they look pretty good. Then we've got Fomantis and Lurantis. Not too much to note here, although Lurantis, I do think it looks pretty good if the extra green's added to it. Then, to finish off Alola, for the only time in this whole series I can actually use a legendary, I decided to make two Cosmog variants, one for each of the legendaries as opposed to just one Cosmog. So this would be like a Sunny form Cosmog with Solgalio's colors, And then that there on the right is Solgaleo with Cosmog's regular colors, which looks really cool. Definitely better than its regular Eyesore Bright Red shiny. If this was the shiny, that would be epic, because again, pure black shinies are also really cool, and that just looks really cool. Kind of looks like a solar eclipse almost. And then we've got the Lunala one. Lunala, I've got a feeling it was more based on Cosmog, or like they are more closely related, because as you can see, the colors didn't really change too much here when I applied their colors to each other, but it still looks alright. Then moving into Galar, we've got the Grookey line. Thwackey doesn't change much. Rillaboom kind of is like an orangutan now, so it's alright. And then Grookey with the brown fur, I honestly think that looks really good. I don't know what it is. It just looks cool. Then we've got the Sobble line. Again, skipping out on the fire types here because not much changed. Sobble with the like the gray face, it looks pretty cool. Drizzile again doesn't really change much, and neither does Inteleon. I just kind of included it because why not? Then we've got Greedent with Squovit's colors. Now it's just more of a basic squirrel like Squovit is, but you know, it sports the colors well because it's just, you know, a squirrel anyway. Then we've got the Rookity line. Rookity of Corviknight's colors. Looks pretty cool. Although I guess it does look better if it's regular colors, because its like overall body shape doesn't really imply the made of metal type of theme that Corviknight has. Corvisquire and Corviknight, they also look pretty good with Rookity's colors. Especially Corvisquire, because giving it that yellow belly that Rookity has, it just makes it look more interesting, I guess, because it just randomly doesn't have the yellow belly while Rookity does. Anyway, moving on, we've got Gossifleur with Eldegoss's colors. This is mainly just giving it like green hair instead of red. So not much really changes, but now it's, I don't know, it's more like nature-y because there's a lot more green in it. Then we've got Toxel, and this is another one of those things where I made two unique variants. This would be like a low-key and an amped form of Toxel to go with those forms of Toxtricity, so the one of the yellow, the one of the blue. And then also I just have both forms of Toxtricity with Toxel's colors, so a lot more pale color scheme there. Then we've got Graplocked and Clobbopus. Honestly, they both look really good with each other's colors, so either way, this evolution line could work. Then we've got specifically Galarian Farfetch'd. I kept Sirfetch'd out because it didn't really look as good as this did. But pure white Farfetch'd, it looks pretty cool, if you ask me. I mean, it's pretty much just Sirfetch'd now, but you know, it looks cool. Then we've got the Impidimp line. Impidimpa green, kind of it's shiny since it's like teal and it's shiny. Morgrem and Grimmsnarl do look pretty cool though, especially Grimmsnarl because that's more of a dramatic change. It looks a lot more like bloody and epic almost with that pink color. Then we've got Dreepy of Dragapult's colors. It honestly looks like a map of an ocean setting or something. Like the head looks like a sandy beach with like rocks behind it, and then the body is like waves with a little rock in the center. I don't know, I think that looks pretty cool. Then we've got Cufant and Copperajah. Cufant, it's alright. I do think Copperajah looks pretty cool though. Now it kind of looks like it's made of like a pottery or something instead of rusted copper. Then we've got Cubfu and Urshifu. So I actually lied. This is another legendary appearing. We've just got both Urshifu forms of Cubfu colors, and then Cubfu with the Urshifu colors. Both look pretty cool. I honestly think the Urshifus look better than the regular ones. And then finally, moving into Paldea, we've got Sprigatito. I specifically just did Sprigatito out of this line just because this result came out looking pretty good, honestly. This would definitely be better than the regular shiny, which pretty much only changes the eye colors. Though even this, they could have done better, I don't know. Then we've got the Quaxley line. Quaxley with like the black pupils and everything, this just looks like some kind of cartoon character like Donald Duck or something now, but it doesn't look bad. And Quaxwell and Quacklevolt, mainly Quacklevolt with the more pure white body, as I've said, white shinies, black shinies, gold shinies, always epic, so it's cool to see when they end up becoming like that in these designs. If this was Quacklevolt's regular design, I would like it a lot more, because there's a lot to not like about that thing. But I'm just going to move on. Anyway, we've got Fido and Dachsbun. Nothing too much to point out here, though I do think Dachsbun looks better with these colors, honestly. Then Spidops and Tarantula. Spidops is alright, but I do think Tarantula also kind of looks better with these, though either works, I guess. It looks cute with both. Then we've got a Charcadet if it was essentially like already a ghost type, so it has the purple that Ceruledge has. And then Ceruledge, essentially, if it wasn't a ghost type, with Charcadet's colors, so now it's just all fiery instead of purple fire. Then we've got Tadbulb and Bellybolt. Tadbulb, I'm not really going to talk much about it because it's not the best, but Bellybolt honestly looks pretty cool because, again, it's a pure black shiny now, or pretty much a black shiny. I keep calling these shinies because that's kind of what they are, or what they could be, or just the regular designs because that was kind of the actual intention of this, but either way, taking them just as designs in general is what I'm saying. If that made any sense, probably not, but here we go again with another pure black shiny. I keep calling it shinies, I don't know what I'm doing. Toad's Cool. With Toad's Cruel's colors, it gets like the black cap color, so this is sort of an inverse of its regular shiny where it becomes a pure white shiny. And this isn't fully black, but still, it looks cool. It's a nice like contrast of the black and white. Then we've got Flittle with Espathra's colors. I think this is kind of what its shiny looks like, actually. I'm just saying shiny like every 10 seconds. I'm just gonna move on so you can stop listening to me say shiny. Mastiff and Mabostiff, they honestly look pretty good with each other's colors. Mabostiff, it's sort of like, it's not an old grandpa dog like it regularly is. Like, this is it before it aged, and it looks kind of cool. And the same thing applies to this with Rabsca. It kind of looks like a young kung fu master. And then Rabsca itself, with like the white mustache, is the old Sensei Wu from Lego Ninja. I wish I didn't say that. Moving on, Wiglet and Wugtrio. Not sure why they made Wugtrio randomly become red, except I actually kind of do, because 3 white appendages coming out of a rock does not look very, I don't know how I'm supposed to describe this properly. I guess I'll just move on. Finazin and Palafin. This is Finazin if it had the Palafin Hero Form colors as its regular colors, and then the Palafin Hero Form if it just had the regular colors of Palafin and Finazin as its colors. Not too much to point out though I do think the darker blue looks pretty good on Finazin. And then second to last, we've got the Frigibax line. Not too much to point out, honestly. Frigibax looks pretty cool with the darker colors, though. And actually, lastly, we have Gimmighoul, but he's actually gold, which looks decent. And then Goldengo, but he's silver, which also looks decent. And I do have to say, the quality on that image was really bad for some reason, so the result came out looking kind of fuzzy. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry this was sort of a sudden change where I'm doing all 3 final regions in one. It's just that this next series that I'm going to do, I'm really excited for it, and I think it's going to be crazy, and I just want to start doing it, so that'll happen next week now, and anyone watching this, you will see what that's going to be when it happens. But for now, if you liked this one, as always, thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing and commenting and all that, and that's it for this series.